Welcome, guys. It's Fortress Friday, Dwarf Fortress Friday here, and we're going to be sort of focusing, I think, on our army today, getting our army up. We've got a lot of got 68 people in the fortress, but only three of our original three soldiers are still the only ones in the actual army. So we need to actually focus on that one. 42 hostiles on the map. Wow, we'll have to have a look through those. We're going to have to clear out some of these. Zombies in the bottom of the fortress. There's a lot of zombie animals that we've sort of just leaving roam around in the first cavern layer, and it's deadly out there. Everything that moves out there gets essentially gets sort of becomes a zombie creature. So anything that wanders into that layer. So I don't know how we clear that one out. I think we'll have to figure out some sort of trap system or something like that. Maybe involving lava or something. Maybe make a mega structure or something like that with some sort of lava trap would be pretty cool. We've got space down there to be able to do things because we're also making use of that layer for our farming, and well, not even farming actually. The farming's inside. We're using a little bit of farming on that layer. Anyway, let's keep on sort of rolling forward with everything. So we've got sort of like berries in there. I'm just looking at this, a spice pot there and a cheese pot there, milk barrels and stuff. Yeah, okay, this is all the sort of the ingredients. Yeah, that's higher level ingredient than I thought it was. Anyway, I'm not going to fix all that stuff up. We've got our goblin down through here when it's full moon. This little goblin in this new green terrarium changes into a were creature. He's only just been placed, so he's actually sitting inside there to sort of turn into a were creature at any time. Now this is this could be interesting actually because we don't know if this glass terrarium will actually be able to hold. We've got actually a terrarium or an aquarium either way. Actually, that's pretty cool. Where we can actually sort of change it. But we've got the so we can put sea creatures in there, but we've put him in there anyway in the terrarium. So he is the unit that is actually in through there. The essentially, and the actual terrarium itself is okay. This is a goblin terrarium. You have green glass. All craftable ship is the highest quality. Is the decorated with round, brilliant cut green glass gems. The object menaces with spikes of green glass. On the item is an image of two dodecahedral dodecahedra in nickel. So it's a artifact that we've actually created with the goblin inside it. So it's been sort of placed there, which is I love that the Dwarf Fortress has just got so much detail that you can sort of then go and add in. Right, well, as we sort of go through, you can see we've got lots of pults. Let's just sort of move our way down past some of these areas. We've got a donkey there. Okay, we've got a few different creatures here which don't belong out in the fortress, including these stray keats and things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the layer. We've got this now pretty much set up as well, our dungeons. So the dungeons is ready to go. We've got our, yeah, that's right. We did all this last time. We've got like a dungeon master, and we've got a lot of characters, a lot of dwarves that can be named now. So DasTactic, we're going to sort of keep going as well. So if you do want a named character, then of course you can grab one of those. If you're on Twitch, that's how we're sort of handling the naming of the guys, just so I can ban people if they end up getting killed. Just keep on scrolling down through the fortress. This has become very, very large. We do actually have a stray rooster. We've got these giant pigs in here as well. This is like a different zone. I might just fix these up. These ones won't wander off unless they have a baby. Now some of these are tame, some of these are completely domesticated, or at least one of them is. We're waiting for them to have more kids. Every time, if they're tame and they have a kid, they'll be domesticated. And that's sort of what we're really hoping for in here. There's some that will revert a little bit, but we do actually have trainers that will then go in, or one trainer in particular is able to go in and actually then go and fix all that up. This group in through here, what I want them to do, God, they're so full. We're getting we've got a turkey explosion. We were down to 2 turkeys at one stage with these zombies attacking inside the fortress. That was pretty wild. let's just go back into DF hack assign. So rather than just going and putting the actual ones in there, I can just do it this way, just using DF hack, and just go to have only egg layers included. So you can see there that there's a fair few roaming around. Wow, there's got heaps of them. They're all over the place, all these little poults, and I don't want them doing this. Well, actually, I don't want... I've got to be careful, actually, in loose cage. So some of them we've actually been able to capture some of their skin that's come... This is zombie. These are zombies down through here. So, what else should we do with it? Assign all. I'll just go to assign all. I'll just leave those in the cages where they are. That's heaps and heaps of them. Wow, that's just so many. All right, well, we'll just leave those where they are. And we'll just keep on going down through the fortress. So there'll be more, so a lot of those poults will end up back in that location. This is our cage area. Just waiting for that one to come through. Got all sorts of different animals now in here as well. I'll just go all the way down to the bottom. F6 is actually my bottom layer here, where we do actually have... No, it's even lower than that. Is it F7? Yeah. F7, this one here. I'm just going to go across to the DF hack assign. In this case, what we want to have is grazers, and only grazers. And again, if we've got things in loose cages like heads and corpses and stuff, well, actually, what I can do here is I can just go to that reindeer calf and the horse that we saw on the steps. We just go and assign them manually. There's not very many of these that do come through, but there's pretty much anything that's a grazing animal will end up at this location. So that's done. We can get rid of that. All right, that cleans that one up. The other thing we wanted to have a look at was to just double check that I am actually alive. It's no one is chatting to me. Probably all playing RimWorld or downloading a free version of Field of Glory Medieval, Field of Glory 2 Medieval, which is completely free for a week. You can download it for forever and have that an awesome game. If you've got Field of Glory Kingdoms and you don't have Field of Glory 2 Medieval, grab it. You definitely want that one for free. You want it free anyway, to be honest. It's a great game. Anyway, let's continue on. I did mean to double check here. Am I in... Oh, you've got an ad break on in Twitch. It's funny though. It's showing offline. Just double check. Oh no, we're live. Okay. Just everyone's very quiet today. They've only got a handful of viewers on. Oh yeah, we're live there as well. That's fine. All right, we'll go back out. So there we are. Hi Payday, how are you going? Yep, you are online. Thank you. Yep. So and we're going to just continue on down. F8 is down where I've got the fortresses. Where I've got the smelters. So I've got different smelters down this way. Now we've got I need to create steel. Now these I think are iron. Yeah, we've got iron bars there, and I think we did set up to make steel bars. I thought. Is this steel? This is nickel down the bottom here. Got pig iron bars and iron bars in through here. Yeah, we're making steel bars in here. Yep, that's okay. And so we've got the automatic thing happening through there, making pig iron bars, making steel bars. Let's have a look and see how many of those we've got. So once we've got enough of them, well, there we go. We've got a lot actually. 22 steel bars in the fortress. Well, that means we can start now to build our military. So let's go and do that because I want to use steel, which is so much stronger than iron. Iron's so much better than the other materials, better than copper, and I think we're using copper at the moment. So iron and I think bronze are similar to each other. Brass and I think brass and copper are similar to each other, but steel is like another step above all of that. So we're going to start to build a military up where we, I won't worry too much about the quality overall just yet. But we will eventually, I think, just start to sort of concern ourselves with that one. The materials that we have, well, let's just get started. So we're going to need, as the steel is done, we're going to then need to do more. So if we go back into, look, I can just do it from one of these workshops, or I can just go into the work orders themselves. And I don't think I've got anything into here to do. We've got steel bars. We've done the steel bars and sort of been able to sort of create these things, but we're not actually making anything to do with like the military itself. So I'm going to need to make steel weaponry as well as steel armor. So we need sort of like one set of everything. And yeah, what I'll do is I'll just wait until I've sort of, as I build a set, I'll then add a new person into the actual fortress itself. Now I could use import and go to military, which I think will then give me what I want. Let's add it in and just see what we end up getting. That's going to then add a lot of stuff to the bottom of the map. Now, leather backpacks, leather water skin, leather quiver. I will actually allow that. Actually, we'll bring that one in. A silk cloak, no. So there's going to be a lot of these things we're just not going to be wanting. Wooden crossbow. So I'll just go and yep, I'll have to just do all of these different things. All this wooden stuff I'm going to get rid of. Wooden shield, actually, do we have? Actually, no, I'll just go and press escape there. Wooden shield, leather armor, that's all leather. God, there's a lot, actually. I probably shouldn't have bothered with, yeah, this has brought too much stuff in. Oh, this is way too much stuff. I don't know if I can easily get rid of it. I'm going to, I haven't unpaused the game yet, so I'm just going to go and quit without saving. And then bring in a new, I'm just going to continue the active world again. And we'll just go down and set this one up. Oh, no, I did actually set up the those zones. So I'll just quickly go through those zones again. Hi, Buttsworth, how you going? And Bob, hi. Terabyte saying latest news from Tarn about sieges is so exciting. Yes, yeah, I did actually see that interview yesterday, or the portion. That sounds really, really cool. I like the balance that he's bringing to that as well. It's not just a matter of just digging straight down. It's going to be thought through, which sounds very, 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 very cool. So yeah, that's something that we almost would have to. And I was thinking about that, like in the context of the attacks that will then come through. Maybe we'll even start by talking very briefly about that one. In my fortress, I've got this central staircase. So I've got a staircase that goes from the very top. Like this is the outside of the fortress, and so I've got like a drawbridge in through here, which can't be broken into. I've got walls in around this other side. So this is what a sieging army is going to come and find this. They're also going to come and find a secret entrance, and they'll be aware of these when they first come here. So we've got an entrance back over here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's a like a hatch cover there, and so what the interviewer was sort of saying with what Tarn was saying about what he wants to do with sieges is he wants the sieging army to evaluate where it thinks it has to go. So we'll have limited information about what's in the fortress unless they've had spies in the fortress. Now, if there's been spies in the fortress, he will know that this is not going to be a viable location because it's going to be blocked off here, which can't be broken into. So essentially this area here is fairly safe. Like a besieging army would be able to break through there, for example, and then may dig straight through into this location. So they have to dig through this rock, but then we would be aware of that and we'd be able to then prepare ourselves for it. But the other one, look, what he's also then saying, so you're going to have to start thinking now a lot about what goes on with the fortress. So this is our main entrance now. And so a besieging army here would have to break open through the rock or the bridge, one of the two. So they'd need to actually then have a way of actually smashing their way through the walls. So in this case, if they knew the fortress, they would then know if we can break open through this rock, we're then going to get to this central staircase. There's nothing much up here, but I will have military up here eventually. So this will ultimately be where we have like archers, so there'll be like an archery group up through there. I don't know if we'll build them today, but we'll certainly be wanting to get those under control, going as well. And then that then leads into everywhere in the fortress is now open. Now, anyone visiting the fortress is going to at least know all of this into this area, because this is where, if we have the fortress open at all, this is where visitors will then come. And I've had it open a little bit, but not much. Most of the time it's closed, so because it's such a dangerous biome. But if they get to know things, they'll at least know this area. But that central staircase now becomes quite a weakness for our fortress if they break into the top. So I would then need to figure out how am I going to change it so that any break in here is going to be able to secure the fortress. So I would then need to sort of be thinking through, and what I've done with a little bit with this, because we've got undead that are wandering around, I've got traps on most of the areas off the fortress. So anything that's fairly important will then actually have like a trap system to try to stop zombies, and at this stage, but could also be used to stop sieges. But yeah, it sounds really, really interesting. And so that would be sort of how they would then approach. They'd have to think through and make it sort of like, so it's not just a matter of finding the overall weakness of everything, just the weakness that they can then digest themselves. Let's just quickly go back into here. Auto assign, only egg layers, and then we just go back to these hostiles. Yep, that'll do us. And then we had the F7, and DF hack assign, and we want only grazers included here. So the pigs that we have are not grazers. The pigs actually can live off rock, so they can just live off the slime on the rocks. Hi Vegan, how you going? So hi Sev. All right, so that's actually where we are. We're back to here again. So going back down, I'll do the steel manually. So I'll just go to F8, which is way down below. This is actually like near the sort of like the basilisk of the volcano. Like there's sort of like there's a bulb of the volcano that comes up a little bit, and so we're now using that to feed our smelters. So we've got magma smelters in through here. I'm just going to go across now and just go into the work orders. And so we'll manually create what we need in through this other side. We're already making steel bars. These are, we're making sort of like 5 at a time, which is good. So, and same with the pig iron bars as well. Right, adding in. So we're going to go and add in a new work order. In this case, we are going to go down to smelters. Actually, is it smelter or forge? It'll be a forge. So metalsmith's forge back and through here. Then we have a whole lot of different stuff that we can then go and create, but we want steel. So if I just start to type in steel. So you can see we've got all sorts of stuff. We've got altars, traps. This is why it is probably easier just to do it a different way. I'll start with the armor, and then we'll work our way through. So we'll start with the top of their heads, which will be the helm. So we want a steel helm. There's a steel cap and a steel helm. They're the two areas that can go onto their heads. So we'll get a steel. I'll just go and add them all in. So this one will be, again, another forge. Where is it? Smith's forge, back and through there. Steel again. So the next thing that we have coming back down is we've got steel. We then need something on their body. Now I've got a mail shirt. The different things we can grab from here is we've got like a mail shirt in here which will cover down to their knees. So it'll cover sort of like their arms and also down to their knees, so this is a good one for us to get. If we only get like what else have we got there? We've got there's a few different things. The mail shirt is going to be the best one initially. We can actually add in other things as well. Steel bins. We've got all sorts of different stuff down this way as well. rings. There should be a second one that we have in for here as well. But I'm happy enough with steel shirts. There should be I can't see it there. Breastplate. Steel breastplate is literally only the top, so we don't really want that as such. So we will go. Actually, one thing I might do is get a steel shield. So we should have a steel shield. There we go. Forge a steel shield. We'll grab one of those as well. The next one down is going to be a steel. And so we do have the mail shirt. So we've got the mail shirt there through there. So we'll grab that one. The next one down is we've then got the legs, the feet. So this is going to be a steel. Oops. Just go back down to the metalsmith's forge. Steel. And so with the legs, we have a few different things through this other side. We've got the high boots and the low boots. If we get high boots, then the mail shirt will actually then sort of do the job. So we've got low boots in through there, which is literally just shoes, or the high boots. So I'm going to go high boots, I think. I can also get greaves. If I go steel greaves, then I don't. Yeah, greaves. If I go greaves, I think I can wear greaves and high boots. I'll go greaves. We'll add high boots in as well. I think that will work. We'll find out once we sort of get like one kit done. Metalsmith forge, the steel high boots. So we'll get rid of that one. Then we need to have for the arms, we need to have gauntlets. Gauntlets. Now I feel like I've forgotten something. So let's have a quick look through. So I'm imagining the dwarf with all the dwarf with his arms out, essentially standing up, and we don't want to have anything uncovered at all. So we've got so as we sort of come back through, we've got steel. At least it is sort of all together, the bits and pieces. So we've got the bucket, the buckler. I'll just go through the whole lot. Buckler can replace the shield, but the shield does better jobs at protecting them. Cap, we're better off having the helm. The helm covers the face. The cap doesn't cover the face. Crossbow, steel die, flask, gauntlets. Yeah, we've done that. Goblets, greaves we've done. Helm we've done. High boots we've done. There's a fair bit involved here. The mail shirt, I can actually have them with mail shirts and the chest plate, which I may do. No, maybe not. Steel pick, steel shield we've done. God, there's a lot, isn't there? Okay, all the different bits and pieces there. I think that's pretty good. Where is the breastplate? That one there. That was certainly just give me a little bit more, but I don't think we need it. So now it's going to come down to what weapon we use, and with the actual with the metals we have in the fortress. We've got like a number of different metals available for us to then go and build different things in the fortress as well. In fact, if I go back in to add another one in here and go down to the smelter, and we can see what we can actually then go and make, sort of. In fact, we can do this from within the game itself. Let's just go and leave that where that is. If we go to a smelter, just go to one that's not actually, doesn't have much going on with it. Yeah, these are all making steel bars at this point in time. If we go and add a new task, we can then see what we can actually then go and make. So if there's any of this stuff, it just means we don't have the ability to go and create these. So anything in red we can't make. Pig iron steel. smelt garnerites. We need to make certain bars. So making the bars, we've got native platinum, we've got gold, we've got magnetite, which is iron essentially. So really, we're back to steel again for our weaponry. So steel is going to be our best option. We do actually have the nickel that we can actually then go and make. And I don't know if nickel is really going to be all that valuable to us. So uses, yeah, this is not really going to be all that great. We're using it for some things, but this is not a fantastic... nickel is, like if we go back in and start to add in yet another of the work orders, just trying to think about what sort of weaponry we can then go and make. If we go in and go to the metalsmith forge in through here and then go to nickel, we'll see that we've got some things that we can go and do with different creations. We've got nickel silver, which is not really what we want. Nickel silver again, but we can't make weapons out of this, so that's of no real use to us. So we're back to steel. Now we want to definitely have a crush weapons, not stabby weapons. Stab weapons aren't too bad, but slicing weapons like axes are not going to be good. So if we just go back into steel and have a look through the actual weapons that we actually end up having. In fact, another way we can do this again, just to get like the list of weapons. In fact, I could have done that again through the forge. Add new task. I've got weapons and ammunition. I've got armor. So if we go and have a look at through that one through there, if we go to steel, I can then see the full list. Now, we haven't bothered with breastplates. We haven't bothered with those top three: gauntlets, greaves, helm, high boots, leggings. This is like. I don't know if I need them. Actually, that's a point. Steel leggings. I didn't think about those. Low boot, mail shirt, and shield with steel. But the leggings is the one that I'm just not sure about. So Beaches are saying, I don't know why I want to tell you this, but I will be going to the hospital soon for my heart. Oh, that's no good. I hope it all goes well. That's must be very scary for you, Beaches. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm fingers crossed that it all goes well. As in soon, do you mean sort of like in the immediate future, or sort of a little time off? That's must be very scary for you. Yeah, that's a worry. So anyway, fingers crossed it all goes well for you. Yeah, that's not good at all. Yeah, no, that's not good at all. Anyway, let's continue on in. So I've got the so we've got all the steel elements in through there as well. The with the leggings, and what I might do is I might just have a quick look before we sort of let things go. Let's just go back out to here and just open up the Dwarf Fortress wiki. So Dwarf Fortress wiki you've got to go to index.php for this one to work. If I just look at armor and open this one up, we should get some information about what. Yeah, this little thing here works very, very well. It tells you what can be covered. I don't know if I can sort of get like a bigger. There we are. So these are the elements that we have to try to cover. So breastplate will cover the first two, like the upper chest and then the abdomen. The thong will, like this is body wear. The tunic will cover a little bit more. The shirt, male shirt, actually will only cover that. Toga leather, it says chainmail. I'm not sure why it's got that one through there. Cloaks will cover the whole lot. So we may sort of add in a cloak as well, just to sort of so that they can wear that. We won't be making that out of metal though. So we've got those in through there. But I'm thinking that the shirt. See how the shirt does cover their arms as well. So the shirt is going to be fairly good, and it also looks like it covers their neck. If we then go across to leg wear, we've then got the greaves will actually cover all the way down to there. So greaves leggings will do the same thing. So greaves should be okay. Trousers and a long skirt. And if we have a dress robe, which we can't make out of metal, it covers the whole lot. Then we've got footwear. So we've got the low boots. The high boots will then sort of also cover So if we have the greaves and the high boots, we've sort of got that covered. The chausses, we don't actually have the ability to make one of those. Then we've got the gloves or gauntlets. In this case, will go up a little bit higher as well. So we do get, like at the moment, we've got everything covered with the high boots, with the greaves, with the mail shirt. So that is covering everything essentially. And then we've got the headwear, helm, cap, mask, hood, essentially just the top of the head. But the helm I thought did a bit of a better job than the cap. I thought, but maybe not. So we've got that one in through there. So that's. I just wanted to double check that we have actually covered everything, which we have. So we've got everything sort of going there. It's quite a nice little illustration, that one. It's been around for a long time, but very, very valuable. So we need to make steel weapons. So if we go back into one of these, add new task, and we go to weapons and ammunition, and then go to steel. So different metals will actually give us different sorts of weapons and different grades of weapons as well. Like adamantine, if we can get hold of it, is going to give us very, very good slicing weapons, but not very good blunt weapons. And we actually want blunt weapons at this stage. So steel is fine. Even iron would be fine for this stuff, but it'll just go with steel. And so we've got battle axes, bolts, crossbows, maces is a blunt weapon, picks, short swords, spears, or warhammers. So really, the warhammer is a blunt weapon, a piercing weapon, a slicing weapon. That's sort of the different types of attacks that it has. Against the undead, slicing weapons are going to slice off pieces, and then they'll come back to life. Spear weapons will be for pushing things away, essentially, and keeping them at distance. I don't mind having spears so much, but really what I need is either warhammers or maces. So I might make steel maces. We might just go that way. The steel crossbows eventually as well. We'd be wanting to bring those in once we actually get a military force together. We have steel picks, which we can create for other things as well. But this is in the battle axe as well, another slicing weapon. So we've got that one through there. Oh, geez, Beach is saying my heart rate goes up to 170 at rest. I'll just be going in soon once I can get a ride, because ambulance rides are more than... Oh, wow, geez. Going in... Geez, that's... in Australia, ambulances are free for emergencies. God, that's not good at all. So, that's very imminent. 170 at rest. I had a friend, actually, who had very similar, conditions, actually, and... which is quite scary. He's okay now, but it was he was also at 170 at rest, which is crazy fast. He's like, I can't cope with 140 at rest. Yeah, geez, it's so it's sort of, we're lucky here in Australia with like all that, those sorts of things are. If you're in an emergency, the ambulance is just part of the service, which is really. It's just good that you don't have to sort of worry about it. They used to have it that you had to sort of pay in for an ambulance subscription, but that's now all gone here in Australia. So Beach is saying I'm American, so it's 5,000 a ride. Wow, geez, that's terrible. I mean, that's sort of, it's counterproductive, when they do that. Like it's very lucky in Australia. We've got like a good social services essentially are very, very good in terms of health and stuff. Anyway, I think we'll make steel maces or warhammers. I'll make maces, I think. So we'll make that the next one that we then go and create. So we'll just go into here. But if you're, if it's like it's one of those things where a lot of people hold off getting an ambulance. So William Chapman saying, holy, what an ambulance costs 5,000. Yeah, they're expensive to bring in because you're bringing in a paramedic team, you're bringing in everything, but. It should be something that the society sort of, handles more so than individuals. I know that they used to be in Australia. If you didn't have the insurance for it, it was extremely expensive as well. I forget how much it was, but it was thousands as well. So William Chapman saying, I'm in the UK, so similar to Australia. Yes, no, it's sort of. We weren't always that way, but it has, certainly, I don't know how long, maybe 20, 30 years it's been that way. It could even be longer, for all I know. I just know that there was a time when if you didn't have the insurance, it was like it was one of the first insurances you ever got. So So Beach is saying, no joke, I'm down the road from the hospital, and if I have an emergency, it's 5. Wow, geez, that's terrible. That is terrible. The trouble we have with ambulance is the ramping, like the amount of time that if it's not a full-on emergency, and a heart emergency is actually everything drops for a heart emergency. Like that's actually something where the ambulances and everything, it's a straight through to the hospital type situation. Yeah, because it's just so serious. Yeah, so don't leave it too long, beaches. Yeah, make sure that you do get there. Anyway, we'll continue on. Sorry, my mind's now elsewhere. With the yeah, that's scary news there. So yeah, make sure that you do somehow get there. Right. Anyway, steel. We're going to make some forge at the forge again. We're just going to go into steel. In this case, we're going to do maces. So we'll go for a mace. All right, so we've now got, at the bottom of this one, we've now got the helm, the shield, the shirt, the greaves, the high boots, the gauntlet, and the mace. So these are all going to be then made out of steel. I'm going to make one at a time. So if I just go back across to here, I can then just change the number. So I'll just go to 1. Oops, that's 1, 1, 1. So we'll just make it so that there's only one being built. And then we'll have it so that it can be any shop, back and through this other side as well. And we'll have a list where if there's, I'll maybe sort of try to get 3 of them built at a time. These will use up multiple bars to then go and sort of create these. So if I just go back into these, now we've got things where we've got the amount of steel helms, I'm going to add that in, and then the amount of steel bars is also going to be a little bit lower, and they also require, now the refined coal we don't need because we're using magma. So they're the 2 that we need to then go and do, and it's really just going to be, if the amount of steel bars is less than 3, or is, I can actually just keep on clicking on this one, is at most 3. So I'll just do the at most, and the amount of steel bars available is 1, essentially, I think. Is greater than 1. So I'll just keep like 1 steel bar there. So we'll just do it this way. So steel helms will be we'll build up to 3 of those, and we'll do the same deal for all the other bits and pieces. So this bit of it's not too bad. That's now part of what we have. Steel shields, just go back in again. This is going to be steel shields and steel bars. And the number here is going to be 3. It's going to be 1. And we'll just do is at most, there we are, is at most 3, and steel bars greater than 1. So Beach is saying, I'm not going to lie, I manage my heart rate with drinking. Also, you save money in a hospital here if you go to a hospital at 12 a.m. because it counts as in, wow, geez, that's, yeah, we don't even think about that here. Like that's not even a consideration. Jeez, that's really not good. It's sort of funny. Like you always think of America as being sort of like the top of the tree with all that sort of stuff, but it's just their healthcare is so screwed up. Like it's really not good. That's really bad. That they make you that's their method of doing things. Yeah, it's not good. It's you sort of like with TV shows and stuff, you hear about the how they have the where is it at most? Yeah, that's okay. How they sort of have like different insurances and stuff for wherever you work. And again, our work doesn't have to do that. Like it's just, but it's sort of the businesses don't. That's not something that businesses do. You can have either, if you have public, it means you don't pay anything at all, and you're just looked after by the government. Or if you go with private, you then have you then get like better hospital rooms and stuff like that, but you're paying for it yourself. So yeah, depending on sort of your situation, people chop and change it. So I've got 3 there. I just better double check the other one. I don't know if I did it. Is at most, there we are, that's 3-1. And I'll just go and have a double look at the male shirt. most, yep, that's 3-1, that's okay. The steel high boots. If we need steel boots and steel bars, that's a 3, that's a 1. Is it most 3? There we go, and greater than 1. All right, that'll do us. Gauntlets. Yep, got that one done. Steel gauntlets, steel bars. We can change, like, and just have gauntlets in general, but this I definitely want to have now the military actually decked out this way. So that's going to be a 3, and that's going to be a 1. Is it most 3, greater than 1? Yep, that's okay. So got those. And forged steel maces. Got the 1 there. So it's just going to be forging these as well. So we'll start to, this will be better weaponry. The steel maces aren't as important as the others, but I'll still make them out of steel. So we'll just have everything out of steel. Steel is not a heavy, it's not super heavy. If we go and have a look at, not that I've got much choice here, but if I go back to weaponry, see, I don't know if this is actually where we've got anything. Superior metal. As a general rule, if a weapon slashes a pierce, it wants to be made of a better metal than the armor it's trying to penetrate. If it is, it goes through more easily. If it's equal, it has some problems. If it's inferior, it has real problems. That does not mean that a copper spear can't hurt a superior metal-clad target, but just that the odds drop compared to weapons of equal metal. And similarly, superior weapons start to ignore armor of inferior metal as well. So also note that this effectively works in steps. So copper is weak against bronze and iron targets, but feeble against steel. So note in this section, steel is the clear best. Bronze and iron with respect. This is actually for slashing and piercing. For blunt weapons such as maces or warhammers, do not follow this rule. For them, generally speaking, heavier is better. So denser materials such as silver perform well, although the hardness of steel makes another strong performer. Okay, that's fine. In terms of what is actually better, it depends on the skill level of the dwarf swinging the weapon. So the maces will be fine. So yeah, maces and warhammers are the blunt weapons. So a rare heavy artifact blunt weapons from gold or better platinum would be even better again. But we can't make, even though we've got like a lot of gold in the fortress, we can't make weapons out of gold. So gold is not actually able to be forged for that. Now we do actually. This is all about the weight. So if we had silver, I'd be making the maces out of silver. But in this case, making them out of steel will be the next best thing. So it's not fantastic with what we do actually have. Sort of interesting having the using steel to actually then be able to cut through. I'm almost tempted to actually go with a slicing weapon that would actually and make them out of steel, but I don't know. I think we'll just keep it there. But that's it's always good to sort of see that one. But in this case, the maces are fine. We'll just go to 3. We'll go to 1. I'm just now thinking about making steel swords as well as maybe steel maces. Have a bit of both. So we've got the crush, but we've also got the slice. The steel swords are going to smash their way through anything that's not steel armor, whereas I think they're going to be more effective actually. So with the way that sort of does work. So William Chapman is saying, is there any way to save a whole set of work orders that you know you'll use in other saves? Yes, there is. With DF hack, we can save them out if we wanted to. I'll do that now actually, once we get these going. So with the so is less than, I'm just going to change that to is at most. Yep, so at most 3. I might make some swords as well. I think we'll make maces and swords, so we just end up with a few of them. That will be okay. And I'll keep less swords though. Yeah, no, it doesn't really matter. That's going to be okay. We'll just escape that one, and we'll just go and add another one at the Metalsmith Forge. This will be steel. So you can see there that the steel swords, these are going to be short swords. Steel short sword back and through here. If we were making like large weapons, they're for humans, but for dwarves, that's what we want. So we're just going to make one at a time here. And we go into this one as well. And just go and add both of these. I'll make it if there's 2 and then 1. I could also just add the number so that only make these when we've really got. So I might even change the number to say 10, so that we've got to have 10 steel bars before we make these. Now we've got more than 10 steel bars at the moment, but we'll just go and do it this way. And so as we start to build things up, by only having a small number, we should then end up with a stockpile of stuff. And then ultimately I can then start to increase the numbers of how many we can actually have. So if we go into that way and then at most, there we are, so that one's now done. So we'll leave that one like this. So that's now done. So what I can do is, you can see I can import or export. So I can Control plus E export, like this is DF hack. And so enter a file name, what should we call it, steel complete. That will do, bang. And then if I wanted to, I can then just go, once I've actually exported that, like the full list, I can then go to import. And I should then have steel complete there, which is then my own listing of different things. So you can definitely do that with DF hack. I always strongly recommend using DF hack to when you play the game. I don't like playing it without it, to be honest. So these haven't been allocated yet with what they're doing. I don't know if we can actually. All we can really do is just tell them to go and reset that one, but I'll just let them do that over time. Yeah, Von Schwannert saying a very efficient system in the US. Those low earners who can't pay for ambulances, die before they encounter the medical. Yeah, that's really not good. Over 8,000 says I like spears and flails are cool too, but those you can only buy. Yes, the flails are human size, I think, so we can't actually make those. But yeah, spears are good for keeping things away, like for just pushing things away from you, which is actually fairly cool. So William Chapman saying, I absolutely love the crazy depth of this game, but I also find it quite hard to get into because of that. Probably because my brain isn't smart enough. Oh, it's one of those things, like it's one of those trial and error type situations where it's going to take us a long time to get stuff. Now, what I've done here is I've got like a this next layer up. Looks like we've got the steel bin here. Yeah, got steel bars being placed into this one through here. A lot of our raw materials, this will be pig iron, I'm thinking. Yep, so we've got pig iron, and we have then the refined coke, or the coal. This is required, these are both required to make the steel. In this one here, what are we using? This is just stone that we have, which is the coal, or the lignite, which is being used to then make the coke. And this one here is bars and blocks as well, which will be just raw iron, I think, is the way that we've sort of got those being handled. Which means, I think this one is, if I just go back into custom, metal, yeah, iron, it's just iron. So that's just an iron stockpile, which means that I don't really need to have the iron stockpiles down in through here. But one thing I do want to do is to have like an area where the military can then be given their equipment straight away. So we're going to be building stuff down into here. This layer here, I'm going to be making like this large area is going to be used for other things. So I'll actually go and fix this one up with other bits and pieces. Eventually, this is probably going to be like a minecart system where we then start to bring it up, because we're a long way down under the ground. So as I sort of start to come back up, yeah, there's heaps and heaps of areas. So we might even make a minecart system to try to bring things up through the fortress. And that's going to take a little bit of trial and error just to figure out the best way of actually slowing things down, speeding them up, and getting things actually happening. So we will eventually go and do that one, but we've got a long way up before we start to sort of hit the the top level of the fortress. So once I actually get into these sorts of zones, I then want to have an area where the military can then pick up their equipment fairly quickly, like as in just go and deck them out. This is storerooms. That's going to be workshops, which I haven't really fleshed out all that much. This also is going to be used for storage, but it's for not the right sort of storage. As we come up, this is bedroom layers. And I think we've got aquifer there. Yeah, we're in aquifer at that point. So then we're at the top of the fortress, which is probably where I ultimately want to have the various storage for these. This area here is actually not really used much for anything, this particular layer. And then we go up into storing cages, the animals. So as we sort of come higher and higher into the fortress. I think I'm going to go back to this layer here. So this layer, below this layer is the aquifer. So if we're going to start to sort of mine, we'll start to sort of see, we start to see the aquifer there, which means I can mine this layer. We do actually have magnetite and hematite. This is where we're getting our iron from. You can see that there's actually this damp rock there, which means there's aquifer on the other side of that. So this is probably our safest layer. You can see that there's also aquifer back out this way. So it's not super good, but what I might do is I might just see if we can actually do it on this layer. So let's go and dig out a... I'm thinking I'll just make a big stockpile in here. Just see if we can actually then go and just use this for military. Alright, we'll just watch and see what happens here now. I don't think there's much else going on. There's just different things fighting in the bottom of the fortress, like lots of stuff fighting. That's why we've got so many like hostiles. I'll just have a quick look and see. We've got one there. Then there's all these undead out here. We will have to try to kill them off at some point. So they're killing all sorts of other troglodytes and things. So there's that's just a troglodyte's neck that is fighting other troglodytes. That one won't last. But yeah, it's going to take a concerted effort to ditch all of those different zombies. There's just heaps of them. They're just absolutely everywhere in this. Oh, this one is kiwi. Yeah, that's a corpse as well. So we've got even kiwis up top. There's just heaps and heaps of them. They're all just zombies. Mainly down in the cavern layer, as you can see. Yep. So we'll just leave them where they are. There we go. We've got a toad. Yeah, there's a goblin that died outside. So we just have a corpse out the front there. So some sort of goblin. I don't know what position this one actually was. And we've still got more things outside there as well. And then we're back to there again. So nothing we have to really concern ourselves with. As long as we keep the fortress closed, we're actually okay. Yeah, so Beach is saying, see you, Daz, hope to catch a stream after the hospital. Yeah, well, good luck. You know, it's that's terrible news. So yeah, look after yourself though. You know, like just yeah, it's not good at all. Not good at all. Anyway, yeah, best of luck there. And so over 8,000 saying, do you use quantum stockpiles? I made an effort with my latest fort using more or less. Only those went pea good. I'm not sure what you mean by that one anymore. Yeah, quantum stockpiles are sort of where you can sort of drop multiple things into a one location. I do it through the auto dumping system, but I don't do it manually. I just sort of try to position things, you know, so that we can sort of see what's going on. So I don't actually do that. Now we've got dark gnomes in cages. Yeah, we've got all sorts of different things into here as well. These are things like the hens. These are going to be these are all undead stuff, which I do want to sort of kill off at some stage. All right, let's unpause again, and we'll just go back up to F2, which is this layer here where we're going to be starting to dig this one out. Here they come. Now there's, I should better just double check. There's I've just had a message that Slytherin has just started streaming. They've got Panzer Core 2 Day, and I'm actually the second streamer, but I just saw that the first streamers just started to go in. Just let me just double check my scheduling, because if that's the case, my scheduling is out by an hour. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to go and I'll hide this and just have a quick look at the actual schedule. Sorry, I just need to make sure, because I was going to give myself an hour off in between this stream and the next stream. So bear with me. I thought we were both doing, like, there's three on the Slytherin channel right now on Twitch. There's let's have a quick look and see just where the schedule actually is. So that got me a little bit surprised. Oh, it is too. Wow, geez, what's happened there? It's why is that a different time than usual? Yeah, okay. Well, look, in that case, I'll give myself half an hour to do that one. So yeah, maybe it's, I don't know. It looks like I'm just looking at the other times. It's just been a special time for today. Right. Okay. I'm glad that I saw that, because otherwise I wouldn't have noticed that. There would have been an hour, and then I would have been. I'm sort of in the middle of two other streamers, so yeah. Okay. So I'm going to have to be mindful of that. In 2 hours' time, I'll have to go to Slytherin, which means I've got probably an hour and a half here. I'll just get rid of that. Bring this one back on here now. So that is. I don't know if I'm allowed to show those schedules. It sort of like shows all of the streams coming up for Slytherin. So they'll keep on sort of moving things away. And we're then going to put in, and we have to try to figure out wherever the metals go, which could be, like the equipment could end up being sort of somewhere else other than in here. And so this would be about where I'd be wanting to have like if we do a minecart system, this would be about where we'd be wanting to end up with the minecart finishing off, around about this layer, I think. So because the metals are going to be coming from the bottom, it just gives me an excuse to sort of make something. Now that's interesting. We're now getting aquifer there. Interesting. We'll just go back to here. You'll see they'll just dig out where there's nothing. Well, in that case, that's not really all that useful, to be honest, this area, which means the layer above might be the better layer. Hi, Quindelf, how you going? And your raiders, so welcome, guys. So hello, Quinn Raid, welcome. We're just setting up our industry, our steel warriors at this point in time. We've got steel industry sort of going down below, and we're thinking of now making a minecart up to the top of the fortress. What have we got through there? Yeah, we're slaughtering poults. Yeah, we're down making, just going through there. We'll start to watch until we start to see the steel being created, which nothing has been done just yet. They're damping through there. Now somebody is fighting. What's somebody? Who is somebody? We don't get to see it. Nothing in there that is really that we need to worry about. Oops. Somebody's fighting between the Dwarf and the troglodyte. All that corpse is fighting. The Dwarf and its troglodytes. As if there's something in there. If we go to the troglodytes, let's have a look and see what we can find at these locations. Oh, I think it's the neck. But yeah, if we just go to where that is, that was in here. That would be the mangled neck. So that's the undead neck that's just come back through. So that's actually that's where that one was. The troglodytes that were down that way aren't going to have any real problem with that undead. Like if it's just small like hands or necks or anything like that, it's just come back to life. It's really not going to matter that much. It's just the other layers where we end up with the. We've got 4 thieving creatures now. Yeah, so these are being attacked by undead. A Manera corpse. We haven't seen one of them before. So we've got a monkey. A monkey is also now sort of, these are all the different corpses we have attacking different things outside, which don't worry us because we have locked ourselves off completely from these guys. So we'll just go back up to F2 again and then have a bit of a look. This is not ideal for what we want. I think I'm going to go and build, I do have this layer in through here. Maybe we'll make this layer into the stockpile. And I've sort of screwed up this layer now a little bit because I didn't allow myself an area to be able to make like a bit of a landing. And I like to have a landing. But I think I'll actually do the same deal in through here again as well. Just get our stockpile. And we'll end up with this being where we end up with the minecarts. But I'll make this where my military can then go and do things. So Quindorf saying, "What's up, Daz? How's the fort?" It's going well, thank you. It's we've survived. We got down to I think 4 dwarves, and we're now up to 68. So we're doing fairly well, and we've got a fair few happy dwarves, which is good to see as well. Finally, we're in a reanimating biome, so we're in a very, very dangerous biome, and anything that is killed comes back to life, unfortunately. So we end up with there's a lot of undead fighting on the outside of the fortress, sort of killing anything living that comes in. Oh, Olin. Now Olin is going to be outside with the other corpses. This goblin monster slayer. I'm not going to let him in. So he's 94 years old, 4 children. Yeah, I'm not going to let him in. So you can stay outside there. We're at war with the goblins. I'm not sure where he's from. We can actually have a look at the groups. So he is enemy of different groups. Interesting. Delivered monster, former member. God, he's a former member of a lot of stuff. Amazing band. He's a member of that as an outcast group. Community of enjoying as a religion. Yeah, I'm not going to leave him. I'm not going to let him into the fortress. So he can just stay out there. Oh, hang on. Oh, now we've got Llama Wool is fighting. So the Bone Carver is fighting Llama Wool. So scratches Llama Wool in the head, and so when we shear any animal, if we don't do it quickly enough, you can see there that there's mangled wool there, and there's probably going to be mangled head wool here. These are whenever we shear an animal in these areas here, the farmer's workshop, they come back to life, and then they become useless after that. So these are all hair and wool and stuff that's come back to life. They're easy to kill. They don't really cause any damage, but they slither around on the floor and freak out the dwarves, which does make them unhappy. I don't want to keep on building traps around here, but that's sort of the way to fix that is to trap this area, like what we've done with the butchers and the tanning shop. This can also then have it as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and just dump this stuff. So if I just go and tell it to be dumped, they will eventually then be placed into the bottom of the fortress, and we can then sort of atom smash them. We've got the llama wool there. So just get them to be dumped. There should be enough people now to be able to come in and take them down below. Yeah, interrupt by llama wool. Yeah, it's just it freaks them out. Freaks out the group. So they've all now been taken down. They get taken down to an area. If I go to F6, they'll be thrown into this area here. You can see there that we've got anything that's just really, really bad gets put into the atom smasher, and so that gets thrown from this location here. So they've just gone and thrown that away. This one here is hauling yak bull mangled head wool. Bang, in it goes, and it's now going to be in the air somewhere. There it is. It's just making its way down, and it will then sort of land in the pile. There goes the other bits and pieces. So whenever I tell them to go and dump it, this is where they go and dump it. We've got other sorts of teeth and stuff from where there's been fighting in the past. Like there's lots and lots of fighting that went on in through here. We lost a lot of dwarves in those fights with the zombies. So it's been a difficult... Oh, here we go. This is the... luckily we didn't let him in. Olin is a were giraffe. This is actually... We've now got 2 were creatures in the fortress, essentially. We've got the new guy that's just arrived. Well, I'm glad we didn't let him in. So this is a goblin monster slayer turned into a were giraffe. But also, Cutsmob has also turned into a were llama. We need to make sure that Cutsmob is actually under control. So we're going to go up through the fortress to the top layer, into further up into here. Now, if because it's now full moon, will the glass terrarium hold or not? Yes, it is. Actually, it's still showing it there. Yeah, we're not seeing the actual were creature inside it, but that's him inside there. And so that's a were llama back on the outside through here, but we're not seeing the were llama itself. It's now just contained inside a little glass terrarium. So there's a were llama that's now inside this glass terrarium inside there of the fortress, but we've got the other one now coming back out as well. If we go out and have a look, there he is. Wow, that looks awesome. This is the were giraffe. And it's got nowhere to go. If I open up the fortress, don't know if it's going to charge off. It'll most likely look for some sort of target, but it's not doing anything. When it becomes... so we're going to have to look out for that, for Olin Zonderon, the were giraffe monster slayer. We definitely don't want to be facing this thing. And it's nearly over. Around the 7th, I think, is when it's changed. There it goes. He's now back. We should have noticed that as well. It's a she, by the looks of things. Yeah, it's a she. Four kids. Yeah, items. So if it came in with nothing much, really, and did it come in with clothing? I don't think it did. So unless this is its clothing in through here. These have all been locked, I think. Yeah, I'll keep them locked off. Yeah, size for goblins. So that's where it transformed. Now it should run off. Yep, the others are all just... So we got that one under control. It's just sitting on the outside there. If I open the fortress up, I just don't know if... This one's now unhappy. Got one thieving or mischievous creature. Yeah, one of these guys, they'll get killed. If I open the fortress, I've got a month to deal with it. I think we might do it. Yeah, you could have the prison outside for the were giraffe to kill later on. Well, only if we can control it. So what we could do is actually go and get that creature. I'll try to actually capture it. So we'll go and we'll open up the fortress and allow it in as an honoured guest. So we'll go back up to F3, which is sort of like where the other were creature is, and we're going to go and open up the drawbridge. So we're going to pull the lever. Do it now. All right. So that's now going to be pulled, and then hopefully it will then come back in. Come on, guys. That then has. If we then go back up to the top, so F1 is the surface, that then drops, and will the were giraffe come inside? No. Oh, here we go. Well, it's left everything else behind. You can learn more about this visitor after they chat with a local. So I'm going to allow it to come inside. I don't think there's anything else out on the outside here that we need to concern ourselves with. Let's just go and follow this one in. There it is. Hang on, what are you doing outside? J. Riverton, the doctor, going off to store an item in a stockpile, but where? And do we have anything else outside here? I don't really want them outside. So where there is stuff... Yeah, actually there was the other creature was out here as well. Got these little chinchilla corpses. So, if there is anything that I really don't want, yeah, there's a whole lot of undead out this way. What do we have up this way? It's mangled skeletons and stuff. Really, it's just got to be forbidden. Don't know what which one it's going for. Here we go. We've got this guy coming in as well. So this corpse, this little kiwi corpse, and there's another creature. A goblin poet is now visiting as well, which we should see somewhere, unless that one's just leaving. This is where we have to be a little bit concerned with these. Only 118 years old. There's all sorts of different things out through here. Whatever J. Riverton is going for. Actually, we've got these. This is the. These hopefully will then be caught as they come through. So getting those out is not really a problem. Here comes the other one. Yeah, whatever J. Riverton's up wants to go and get, and we don't know exactly what it is. So is storing an item in a stockpile. Let's have a look and see what jobs we have going at this stage. This is a task menu. So if we have a look at J. Riverton, this probably won't tell us exactly what it actually is. Yes, we've got the going into the corpse stockpile. So we're trying to pick up corpses. So so that's actually where it's actually heading off to. This is going to be the item. That's where it wants to end up. So I don't want these to be collecting these from outside. Now I think I can fix this a little bit by going into, which one is it? The labour menu, is it? The work orders. No, it's not the work orders. Labour. Standing orders. This is hauling. Workers gather bodies. It's okay. Refuse and dumping. Okay, so workers ignore outdoor refuse. They do gather refuse, but outdoor. Workers save corpses, skulls, bones, shells, skins. Yeah, we're ignoring. Should be that outdoor should be okay. Claim your dead. Claim other dead. Yeah, forbid other non-hunted dead. Let's go that way. Forbid other death items. Forbid cleaning during sieges. That's all during sieges. We don't have to worry about that one. Chores we don't have to worry about. Children do chores, of course. Other announce some job cancellations. Mix similar foods in barrels. Yeah, that's okay. So it's this one here is usually the one that can cause issues. We forgot that one selected. I'm thinking they may be going after these. But it's not really. So I think my best bet here is to go back up top and try to find where that one actually is, and then sort of go and deal with it. So it's moving off in this direction. So if we have a look up just for anything that's on the ground, we're looking at the stuff in through here, just back teeth from the attacks that did actually go in. So I'm just going to go and block all of those, just forbid them all. And I'll just go a bit further up and just see if there's anything else out this way that That's the edge of the fortress. I'll just make sure that that's all forbidden as well. All the stuff there from the were-giraffe. All right, that should. Yep, that's fine. That's whatever it was one of those items. So that's good. We'll have to sort of do that a bit manually as we do things. It's just I really can't afford to have things happening in the fortress. You know, there's nothing. None of these guys are fighting. So when we have a look at this one here, we've got so Bemble the cook is loading a cage trap. Now we do actually have a cage trap in here with a we've caught the zombie goblin. Okay, so we're going to make that one now accessible, but we need to go and back to the cage trap. Once that's actually been placed, there we go. That's just been killed by this guy, by this goblin poet. Well done. Here comes the goblin monster slayer, and so we're going to need to capture this one. Now I'm not exactly sure how we do this, but we'll reset this trap. We'll bring that one inside, but then we do need to arrest this one, and because we know exactly what it is. And there's really not a lot I can do with it. If I could find a way to block off where it goes. And I really don't. Yeah, see, it's actually like an honoured guest. Now we've got a full month to deal with this. I think I can arrest it, and then we can put it into the prisons and leave it there. I think that would be the way to handle it initially. We need to see it transform inside the fortress, which is what happened with the other one. This is it happened in here somewhere. We happened to be lucky enough that it happened in at the start of the fortress here. So we've got that one there. Jay Riverton is now coming back in. How are we going with the others? This one has not been picked up just yet. We'll wait for that one to be picked up. Yeah, so that one's now been knocked out. That's fine. Stray Polt has been slaughtered. Falcons has created a masterpiece pigtail cloth. Right, well, Bemble the cook has now reset this cage trap. If we go to the tower cage, I just like to block them off, just so that we don't go out and fix and try to pick them up. This one is now coming back in as well. So we've now got two goblins inside the fortress. Now, if the were-giraffe becomes a were-giraffe, it's going to be a big issue. There it is right there. Now it's moving off to prey. Yes, it's moving into prey. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and place a door here and hope that that's enough. This is sort of like a general area, and just got to hope that everybody else just leaves this Olden alone. And we experimented last time with the were-llama, and it wasn't able to break open doors, but usually they can. So I'm going to pray that that's the case with this particular temple. So we'll just go in and do a doors and hatches. Door, place a door there. And I'm just going to go across and make that into a top priority. Nope, it's gone out again. Now it's moving down. I just need to get it somewhere inside the fortress. Is it going up? Maybe trying to escape. It is actually. We'll forbid this. Yeah, no, we'll lock it off. And what we're going to do here is we're going to lock ourselves in with it. Now this is going off to store an item in a stockpile. Now it's blocked off because it's now locked outside. So one group of citizens is stranded on the outside. This one's got nowhere to go, which is sort of what we want, sort of. What I'm going to do is if I can block it into between here and here, that would be ideal. So I'm now just going to go down to, just make sure that there's no one else outside. This is another poet coming in. I'm going to raise this this now. The kid was coming up to pick this up. So we'll go in now and just go to F3. Pull this lever. Do it now. Goes the goblin into the food stockpile. Alright, so it's now wandering around 10th. We've got it until the end of the month, really, before we have to then worry about it. So, yeah, we'll allow that to happen. I just need to lock it in somewhere. I mean, it's agitated, very, very agitated. So I don't know if we can actually go and arrest it. I'll have to see if we can actually go and do that one. That's been slaughtered. Let's just go back up to F1. That's now locked off. Where's that goblin poet gone? Oh, there he is. He's inside as well. All right, so we've locked ourselves in with some goblins. Let's now go and unlock this. And we'll just watch this guy just for a little bit longer. Is he going back up top? No, he's gone down. He was crawling around. I think we need to arrest it. Again, it's in areas that I can sort of control, but I can't lock them off. Yeah, I think we'll have to see if we can use the justice system. Let's get rid of all that stuff. Oh, that was before. That was outside, I think. Right, okay, so we've got there was something that was going on in here as well, but that shouldn't really be a problem. This is now completely locked off. We've still got the goblin in the cage outside and the goblin corpse, but we do need to get rid of this. We now need to manage this were llama. And because it's a guest, I can't tell it to do anything. Here we go. We're now starting to get the steel gauntlets, high boots, maces, helms. Actually, I need to make 2 of the gauntlets and things. Let's just go back into here. No point only having 1. We need 2. The high boots as well. Need to forge 2 of those, and that means we're going to need to have double the numbers that we had allowed in through here. So that will be, say, 6 high boots. And the gauntlets as well. 6. That's interesting. It was, yeah, we'd already built enough gauntlets with what we were just doing there. So we'll get those under control. We'll start to just build up the military sort of slowly with those things. The existing military hopefully will then switch across into that particular metal, and then we can get everyone new into better equipment. Now, again, the justice system. I always forget how to do this. So we have open cases, closed cases, cold cases, fortress guard. You designed metal cages and chains in dungeons, 4 of 6. So it wants the fortress to be the dungeons to be bigger. I've got the hammer as well. Yeah, I can't actually. Yeah, if a crime involves a conspiracy, I can't even. Yeah, I can't do much with this. I'm going to have to wander around until it goes into an area that we can control. So let's just follow it around for a day or so and just see where it ends up. It gets inside an area where there's a door. That's all we need. There we are. There we are. Now, we have one other. We have Sibrek, the dyer, meditating on death. Well, at this stage, he is now locked inside with the were creature. It's only the 12th of Opal. Let's actually see what happens here if I lock that door. I mean, this one can't get out, but I want this one to start to get agitated to leave as well. I think I'm going to have to sacrifice this one here because I don't have any way to tell this one what to do. I can't draft it or do anything. It's just literally it's just a visitor. So I can't give it instructions. Now what I could do is draft this one. And I can then go and tell it to stand right next to the door. I'm going to do that actually. So with this way we get him out of here. And then we get the were creature established inside here. And then we can sort of sort things out. So if we go across into our military. So this is the only one way you can actually tell a character exactly where to go. So I'm just going to go to the squads area. The magical murder is the actual group that we actually have, and so we've got the different units, and we're going to assign position number 4. Now this is Sibrek Tossador. Sibrek Tossador, where are you? Okay, there's a lot of them in here. There he is. You're in. Okay, so Sibrek is in. So we've now got that one. Just go back to the squads. If I go and click on that one there, I can then go and tell him to go to station. And I can just right click and just tell it to go and position to move to there. Now while he's away on this side, I'm going to now tell him that his station is now over here. And that's the furthest away that we have. Let's unforbid this. Got him. And block that one off. Forbidden. Right, so then he's left all his clothing here because he wants to go and get dressed in military gear. Why not? Let's leave him there. Is he any good? He's a high master dyer. He's a metal armor smith. I think I prefer to just have him doing stuff in the fortress. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take him outside of what we have now. So so the station order there will no longer be what we do. So he's just going to be wandering around. To get him out of the military though. Yeah, this is actually adding in the others. Yeah, I can't. Once he's in, he's in. All right, so he is just going to be part of the military. So we've now got our next member. If anyone wants him named, if you're in Twitch, then you can do a DasDemption. If he gets killed, you get banned for half an hour. So anyway, that's okay. So we've now got the where creature is now inside this area. Final rabbit ended a mandate. We don't need to look at the ending of mandates. I've even forgotten what they were. Okay, we're smelting hematite ore. We're now forging steel short swords. Has been completed. Now he will then go off. He's now wearing nothing, so he's now just going. He's still going into worship. And we have to be wary when it does come to the next full moon. If it does break out, it's going to be horrifically bad. So yeah, everyone's just sort of doing what they do. Just see if there's anything else we need to worry about. Yep, steel gauntlets has been completed. Now we'll just go back down to the so it wants more of these. They want more of these essentially. So I'm just going to go and dig these out as well. So we've just got another little 3x3 there. Just keep the corridor running through. Another 3x3 there. And back into where we actually then have this area through this other side. I'm just going to essentially auto dump all this stuff just to clean it up, and then we can sort of start to deck out the way that we then have our military established. So I like to draw like a little sort of character to be able to sort of see what we end up needing to do, and then put in exactly what the equipment is that we are then wanting. So if we, first of all, I'm just going to go into auto dump. So if I go across into my dump zone here and just go and grab all of this stuff. Kaolinite I won't grab. I'll just grab the stone to start with. And then we'll get the hematite and that sort of stuff done as well. Hematite and magnetite, they can all just be placed down below. So I'll just clean it up. So with all of that done, I'm just going to now go down to, actually I might as well grab this as well, just to neaten it up. This is mainly just to keep the fortress nice and neat. It doesn't really have much of a bearing on what we're doing, but it keeps things nice and clean. So we'll just go back down into my stockpile. I'm leaving metals and things like that around. Actually this here, I'll grab all of this as well. There's a lot of limestone there. Actually, I'll keep the limestone where that is. Just pick up the rocks when we see them. I don't want all this kaolinite in the mayor's quarters either, but just standard rocks. We'll come back for this stuff and just do a clean up with it. That's lignite, which we want to handle separately, but that'll probably be taken down below anyway. So as we just come back down through, this all needs to be told to continue with what it's doing. Actually, there's a lot of kaolinite in through here as well. That's okay. Then we come back into this zone, and I'm just going to go and just do the auto dumping back in through this other side. So if we just go to DF hack and look at the GUI auto dump, I can then just go and double click. It just puts all of those rocks right there, so that's fine. We can then just go back up the top again and clean up again. So we've got the hematite and magnetite. I'll grab all that now. So this will be dumping again. This is where DF hack is just so handy. Now I really just want to move these out of the way, just so that they're not actually, and I sort of don't mind them needing to go down to the bottom layer. I'm just going to pop them in this corner here. So I'm just going to go and go to, because that is a bit cheaty for me to actually take it down to the bottom. So I'll just double click all those. This GUI, that's now cleaned up that area. Let's have a quick look down in these other areas. We don't want that anymore. So this is a bit of a useless area just because of the aquifer that we've got. These are part of a mine that we had, so I'm going to leave them where they are. That's sort of where they need to be. The metals that are around are going to be okay. Even the kaolinite that we actually have through here, we've got a fair bit of stuff. I might just pick up this. This is the bottom of the well that we've got the water draining into. So I might as well still actually pick this up as well, just while we're cleaning everything. And I've got all this kaolinite in here as well. There is a chest under there, which I don't think will be designated for dumping. Yeah, this is all completely turned itself off for some reason, which we don't want that to happen. More kaolinite. This is all essentially clay. If I just do the whole lot. That should all be good. And I will cheat with this one. I'll just take it down to the bottom because I'm really not doing anything with it. So it's it doesn't really matter. So if I go down to F8 down the bottom here, I do actually have kaolinite down in here, and I've been just chucking it down here. So again, just the GUI auto dump. There we go. Just got heaps of stuff down there. We've brought a little bit of other things back in there as well with it, but that's going to be okay. All right, so that's sort of at least with the with what we're doing through here. We don't actually have much that we're doing with the magma kiln, but that's at least that sort of gets it into that position. These guys are madly working on forging the gauntlets and the maces, short swords, etc., which is good stuff. So, and what are we doing in here? Greaves. So all of the steel stuff is now being done, which is awesome. We just need to now have it so that it comes back up to the top of the fortress. Now, if we go back into here, we've got the limestone. We were using limestone for something, and I forget what it was. We had something we were definitely doing with it, which was important. It was like a valuable resource. I'll leave the limestone and lignite there for now. We do need to smooth all of this, so I'll just go and tell the everyone, hey, there's stuff for smoothing. Let's just go and do that. So we get all that smoothed, and if we then go to the next one down into here, this unfortunately, I don't know why these all need to be resumed. I think I have to do this one. I don't know if there's an auto that I can do here for resumption. No, there's not. It's unfortunately a manual process. I wonder if these are in the work orders. Construct building. Beds. Yeah, this is all them here. If I go and unsuspend all of these, we should be okay. Yeah, it's a bit faster than doing it the other way. So I'm just going through like all these chests, so I know that they're all part of the bedroom layers. Yep, then we've got doors as well. All these doors need to be done as well. One thing I could do would be to add I'm just thinking now that we're Giraffe. Yeah, we've still got a couple of weeks before we have to concern ourselves with it. Let's just go and get all those done. And that's it. Okay, so everything is now unpaused. If we just go and right click, there we go, that looks better. So these will now all be designated for building, which will be good. So this is a whole other bedroom layer, ultimately, that people will then move into, which is sort of like people are fairly happy overall with the fortress, which is great. So things have really turned around here. Done such a good job. So Parisio is saying, which material is best to make good armour? Steel is for the mundane, and then adamantine, once you can get adamantine. So the adamantine, we do actually know where it is. Like it's in the bottom of the fortress. I think we've spotted it. If I go down to F8, which is my bottom layer, and then I have a look around on the edge of the of this, there will be some of it. If I go even deeper down, is that adamantine? No, it's garnerite. I have to go even deeper, like really, really deep. Garnerite. We should see little tubes of it, which we have to be careful of to mine it. Yeah, no, that we're not seeing much more of it here. Garnerite. No, I thought I'd come across it, but I'm actually not finding it just yet. So, but the adamantine is best. Steel is the next one, and and then beyond that you've got iron. So making iron usually is not too onerous. If I just go back to F8, so the process we have, it's quite an involved process to get steel. So we've got the smelters are smelting the magnetite, and if we have a look through here, I don't even have the magnetite down in here. I probably should actually start to bring this in. Oh, here we go. This one's down here. This poet. So we've got the different bars and different components. This is my steel making area, and so I've got iron bars back in through here, which is where they should be being kept. Now I've got an iron bar stockpile there. I think I'll remove this stockpile and just get rid of it. So that the iron that we have in here, these iron bars, are smelted directly from the smelters. And so we can make things out of iron, but if we can make them out of steel, it's so much better. And in fact, if you go to the Dwarf Fortress Wiki, you'll sort of see there that the various, this is different types of weapons and stuff. So we're looking at weapons now. There's so much information in here about the different types of weapons, the best weapon choice. Like in this case, we were looking at the superior metal rule to sort of see what we end up having in through this other side. But it'll typically sort of say with that one through there that the best superior metal, we've got steel is the clear best, then bronze or iron is the next one, then copper, and then silver is very distant last for most weaponry, except for blunt weapons, in which case steel is the best of them. So it's very, very particular, but steel is what we want. But to make steel is much, much more involved. So if we just go back across, so to make steel, on this layer here, I've got iron bars, which will be in here. I've got a material for making, this is lignite. So I've got like a lignite stockpile in here, which can then be made to make coke. So we've then got coke stockpile in here, which is sort of like the process that we need to then go and burn. From coke and steel, from iron and coke, we can then make pig iron, which is what this one is. So we've got pig iron bars in through here. So we're making pig iron. From pig iron, we can then use coke and pig iron to then make steel. So this is a steel bar. So it's very, very involved process. If we go back and have a look at our work orders, I'm hoping they're all together. So we started off smelting garnerite, which is nickel, but then we've got hematite, and I haven't done magnetite. I should actually add in a magnetite as well. But in this case, if I go and have a quick look and just see what this one is, amount of iron bars is at most 40, and so we've now got more than enough iron bars, so I don't need to keep on smelting this. So that one's actually not doing it. But the hematite or magnetite, I do have magnetite as well, will then can be then smelted into iron. So that gives us our iron bars. The pig iron bars are the next one down through here, and again they're trying to make 5 of these at a time. Steel bars then come off that. So if we have a look and see what they're made up of, iron, pig iron, flux. Oh, this is where the limestone is. This is what the limestone's used for. I forgot about this. So I do want to put limestone in amongst that grouping as well for making the steel. So I might change my stockpiles around a little bit and just put the flux boulders in. So steel requires iron, or pig iron, flux boulders, refined coal, and then we just got a limit basically on what we have with the steel within this one through here. Now this one is refined coal is at least 100. I'll probably wanting that to be less than that. I'll say at least say 50, just so that we've got like a, so we can keep on making steel. We do want to definitely have this one, and so that's the that's essentially the what we have to then go and do there. So the limestone, I knew I needed the limestone for something else. So the limestone really comes in here. So I'm just going to go into this zone here and get the steel bars. I'm just going to change the stockpile here. I'm just going to repaint this. I'm going to erase that one there. And that one didn't do it. Why is that? That's not quite right. I'll just go back this way. Repaint. Erase. Yeah, that's better. So I need this to be the limestone. So I needed that other one through there. I'm now just going to go and reposition this down the bottom here. So we've got that one through there. I'm just now going to create another stockpile. So I've kept this is my steel stockpile. I'll just go and create another stockpile just for limestone. So we accept that one, and this will be a stone stockpile. And then we go to custom, and we go to none in through there. And then we just change the economic to limestone. So limestone's the only stone that we have that is that flux stone. So on our map. So limestone is unique in that sort of sense. And if we have a look, if we wanted to sort of find out what we've got in the fortress and how that one then works. By doing that, I then end up with the limestone will then be dragged in. This is why I didn't want to just take it from that bedroom layer. I knew I needed it for something, but it's for this, for making steel. So we need to have the limestone down here, nice and close. So this one is just goes straight down into my forges. So it's just one layer above. So in this case, we've got the steel is in this area. Then we've got the if I just go back out, the stocks, no, will it be there? No, it doesn't tell me that. It would be the task menu. Creatures, places, labour, stone use, here we go. So when you have this one, they all look a bit different as well. So if we found alabaster, we'd be able to then make plaster powder. So this actually tells us what's magma safe and what's not. But if we go down to limestone, which we do actually have, this is one of the few things we can actually use to make steel bars. So limestone itself is a select to use in. Hang on, what did I have? Yeah, we don't want to be using that one. Select to use in non-economic jobs. And so in this case, we want limestone to sort of be reserved for doing the making the steel bars and the pig iron bars. It's required for both. So that's fairly important. We could use marble if we found marble as well. So there's a few of them around that we could actually make use of. But in this case, we don't really have a lot. So these are our economic stones. Other stones are sort of like going to just be whether they're either magma safe or not. So these are just your basic rocks. But that's it's quite involved the way it sort of does work with the game itself. All right. Well, we'll just wait until we get closer to the end of the month. It's an empty box. Not sure if that's if we just go back up to the bedroom layer again. So around F4-ish. These have actually now all been taken away. We're going to need to redo those. I'll leave it for a little while. I think I'll leave it until we actually have the that were creature under control. So that's F3 locked in here. 19th of April. So we're not sort of seeing, it's cloudy outside, so we're not seeing the full moon. wants a construction or something. So so the mayor has actually now asked for something to be built. If you have a look at the labour menu, sorry, not the labour menu, the nobles menu, and look at the mandates. Make short swords, 1 of 1. Yeah, we're making them. We're making them anyway. I'm just going to grab myself a drink of water. Be right back. Anything happen? Nothing that we have to worry about. Yeah, so we're making the metal industry is now sort of thumping along fairly well. Weather is cleared. 23rd of April. So we've sorry, Opal. Yeah, we're getting across now, which is good. So all this limestone needs to be sort of dragged down the bottom. There we go. So they're picking it up. If we go down to F8 and then just come up 1 layer, we'll start to sort of see the limestone is now being placed in here as well. And so this is the full process that we have running through from the iron, the lignite, the coke, the pig iron, the fluxstone. Here we go. What's this guy doing? This is the other poet, legendary animal trainer. This visitor is ready to leave. Look, I might allow that one to go. Let's go up to F3 and open the door. Actually, before we do that, yeah, we've still got our artifacts, which is fine. Pull the lever, do it now. There we go, one of the kids will do it. And then we're going to have the visitors should then be leaving. Just make sure there's nothing else that we need to really worry ourselves about. What I'll do is, while I'm still remembering all this stuff that I've got to then go and do, I do need to smooth this out. So we'll make the... I've done the wrong thing here. I need to paint from corner to corner. There we are. So we want that done, and then we can set up another sort of like more dungeon area for the dwarves. But we wanted to go back through into this zone here, and set up where we can then build the like just so we can see what's actually coming for the actual for our military. So I'm just going to go into various stockpiles. And I'm just going to go and create, I sort of create like half a person, and because we only need to sort of see half. But if I just go in and build a, we've got the head, so I'll make a small stockpile for the head. So accept, and these are going to be armor. So I'm just going to go and create armor stockpiles of everything to start with. So that one's done. We go and create another one. Wrong one. So then we've got the body. It's too big. Accept. Then we've got the. So we could even just shave it off. No, I'll keep it. I'll keep that where it is. Then we've got the another stockpile. It's going to be the greaves. Right clicked when I shouldn't have. Except that's armor. I didn't do armor with the previous one, which I will go back in and do. It's armor. So we'll just do armour all the way through. Then we've got the boots. So the stockpile. Boots in through there. The sort of greaves, high boots, mail shirt, helmet. Then we've got the gauntlets. Don't think there was anything else we needed to really do there as such. And place another one. So the gauntlets here, I'll just go and throw them down the side. Accept. Then we've got shields. So I'll place these sort of over here. So the actual equipment that they're going to be using. Except that's going to be, now I think that that's still technically armor. Then we'll go for another one. And maces, I might end up making more of this sort of equipment. Actually, 2 is going to be fine. Just accept that one through there. And so this will be weapons. And the next one as well. So maces and swords. Except weapons, and I will create another stockpile as well down the bottom here for the. So this way I can sort of at a glance I can sort of see where things are supposed to be. I'll make this into like a general weapons location. Any other weapons that we happen to sort of get hold of. So in this case here, we just need to go to each one of these. Just go and change it to custom. So with the armor, I'm just going to go to, it's going to be metal, there's going to be none of those. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just go to none for any of these. We're going to go to metal, and we're going to only use steel. The core quality is all, total quality all, usable armor, all, back and through there, and unusable armor, no. So I'll just go that way, but this will be then, we've got metal, and what I wanted to do here is this is going to be for the head, so I'm just going to go with helms. So steel helms only, so steel helms essentially with those different sorts of qualities in through that other side. That's now done. It's armor stockpile, the first stockpile. The next one is going to be this one here, custom, none. In this case, it's going to be body, so we're going to go with armor, male shirts. I'll go shirts. Metal is only going to be steel, so only going to allow these elements in here. Core quality all, total quality all, usable armor yes. So we'll just go that way, and so we've then just got the elements done with that one. This one through here is going to be custom as well. None. This one is going to be hands, gauntlets, metal, steel. So as we build the stuff down below, they should end up coming back up through here. Core quality all, total quality all, and usable armor. We've got the greaves. This will be legs, greaves, metal, steel. So we're just really just refining exactly what's allowed to come into this particular location. So we'll be able to very quickly sort of see what we've got, rather than just having a catch-all for everything. Then the high boots. High boots. I will allow low boots in here as well, but they're only steel. And go all there, all there. So just filtering what we can actually then go and place in here. So that's done. Now the so that's done that one. The shields. I may be wrong about this. Oh, there we go, shields, yeah. So we just go none there, shields in through that side. These will be actual just shields. Metal will be steel again. It'll be all total quality, all usable armor. All right, then we've got the maces. Maces, metal, steel. I'll put silver just in case we somehow end up with silver, but I'll just leave that where that is. The other materials now, core quality, all, total quality, all, usable weapons. So we'll just go that way. I like the filter that now we have with usable weapons. I've got to say that's actually fairly useful, but I just want to see what we end up getting. So in this case, we've got none. With weapons, we're going to go with short swords. Metal is going to be steel. All. Eventually what we can do is actually have it so we only accept high quality as well. So we'll just go that way. So that's now got all of those sorted out. Now this one here is going to be everything other than that. So it's going to be weapons. I'll just do any weapon that's not steel, basically, back in here. And that way we'll sort of get to see sort of all the other bits and pieces that we end up having. So this will be any weapon. I'll stop the unusable weapons that we can't actually make use of. I'll get rid of the other material as well. Just go none of that one. Stone, none. Metal, I'll just go yes, but no steel. And trapped components, none of those. So just any weapon that's usable is that's not steel will then just end up in there. So that's that just gets that stockpile sorted. Let's go now and wait for the. They'll start to bring things up eventually. I think I may even have the armor components down in here as well, which I don't really want them in here. What I might just do is turn that off. Just view the stockpile. So go to custom. This is my catch-all when we first came in. So weapons and traps. I've just filtered by not putting usable weapons back in through here, and similarly with armor. Oh, hang on. No, I'll leave any usable armor won't be put into this particular stockpile. That's okay. So that is my catch-all. Let's go up and wait. It's nearly full. It's nearly full moon. It's nearly time for the to see, can this thing break out of here? Who's the current target? DasTactic. It's getting close. 27th, and then I will have to get going after this. Now, it used to be that doors did not contain were creatures. Oh, hang on, here we go. Von Schweinhund, the ghostly farmer, has risen, is haunting the fortress. We need to go and create an area through here. I'll just go to F4, F3, F5, F5. We do have other stone workers here. Here we are. Get it done. Get it done. So we need to get that one engraved, but we'll just go back up the top again, F3, and watch. Watch with interest. I'm tempted to bring my military up into here just to try to protect the fortress, but it's going to be one of these things that if he gets out, the military's not going to be able to stop him anyway. So I think I prefer to save them for cleaning up. Here we go, nearly there, nearly there. And then what will he do? First sort of sitting, it should be any second now. Second. Just check and see. Make sure there's nothing. Yeah, we've run out of steel now. So Monka Strappers now doesn't have enough steel to finish off what we're doing. Oh, there we go. Now, will it break out? This is the danger that we have. No, it's not. It's a worry that it keeps on going near that door, though. It should smash this thing. It's not doing it, though. Just double check. We don't get to see this one, but there's a were creature in there. A were llama terrarium at this point in time. Everyone's interested. They're looking at it. We'll have another one as well now with this one here. Now that it's been done, I think this becomes an enemy now that it's happened inside the fortress. It's now sort of like outside, it's not so much. Third, we've just got a few more days. It's funny, I thought they could smash open these doors. Ah, there we go. So this is now a goblin slayer. It's a visitor still. And if we have a bit of a look, they've been slaughtered. It's going to become a doe rabbit. That's okay. Yeah, we're going to have a few things now happening with the steel bars. We just don't have enough steel bars at this point in time. But if we go down to F8 and have a bit of a look, they should be smelting steel bars. Yep, that's in the list. Making steel bars there. So people will come down and start to thump away at the steel bars. We've got everything we need essentially. The pig iron bars, maybe not so much. Yeah, we've got a few there. Just have to keep it going. This industry is very, very important. Right. What can we do now? Is the justice menu open? Open cases, close cases. Really can't do anything here. I'm wondering if I tell my guys. Yeah, I don't know if this were giraffe. I don't think I can do anything about it. I've got fire snakes that have come up out of the magma. Let's just go back up the top again. We do have this one in here. I'll grab the group and tell it to attack. So it's now going to be a target there. Let's get our military up here. And she'll just tell him to go on to order, just onto station here. There we go. This Klingzog, the spear dwarf. So it looks like Klingzog has now changed over. He's still got he's got steel high boots now, steel gauntlets, steel helm, copper mail shirt though. This one here is Supreme Plague, and we have Atomic Ant. Has if we look at the items here now, we're looking at steel high boots, steel gauntlets, helms, greaves, gauntlets back into here, steel mail shirt. This is good stuff. Still a copper shield. Now they think some of them did become a bit attached to it. All right, so with the group now, we'll go and tell it to go and kill this one, and I'd like to debilitate it. So we'll confirm that. Make it passable, and I'll just step through bit by bit. So there's now fighting going on. So Goblin Master Olin is fighting, but with no equipment. So Klingzog is going to be attacking. We'll sort of just do it until we start to see blood. There we go. We're seeing blood now. This is going to be Olin's blood. It's now crawling around. if we can really debilitate it a lot, and then if I can just get it somewhere else, we should then be okay. So if we, Supreme Plague is now on top of it, just let it go a little bit further. It's not going to last very long. Stressed, health-wise, if we look at the description, oh, that's not the wrong. It's not the wrong one. Winded and bleeding through here. Health description. So cannot breathe. Ability to stand has been lost. Ability to grasp has been lost. So we've already done the damage here. So the right leg upper. Yeah. So this is actually just from the attack through here with Klingsop. It's actually all happening through this other side. Stomach is bruised. What can we do? How do we capture this? At this point in time, I now have the this one. We're not letting anyone be healed in our that's not actually a member of the fortress. I think we finish off this one and just kill it off. So let's just keep it going. There we go. So this is no longer a threat. So there's nothing we really have to worry about that one through that side. So they've now finished off doing what they're doing. They're back to standard mode. The body is going to be. I think I'll just dump it. Oh, hang on. How badly damaged is it? I don't know if it's as badly damaged as we need it to be. It's going to come back as a zombie. Who will take it? Unless it's been mangled. You should have a quick look and see what actually happened at the very, very end. Yeah, we've fractured the skulls, but we haven't actually destroyed the brain. Wouldn't be surprised if this one comes back as a zombie. There we go. Now we'll follow Ubel down, who is hauling backs down below the fortress, and just see if there's a zombie that appears while this is happening. Bang, done. All right, let's go and while that one's there, let's just go back and pull this lever. Do it now. And so what's happened in through there is that's now been thrown into the Atom Smasher. That will eventually be, that lever up here will then be pulled. Bang, done. And job done. Problem gone. Bang. Just go back up the top again. Pull the lever again. Do it now. Here he comes again. And we'll have another look. And everything's gone. Great. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that one anymore. They may come back as a ghost, but I don't think we have to concern ourselves too much with that one. Right, we've got those. They're all done. Yeah, there's stuff happening outside. We don't need to really worry about it. Oh, I need an unengraved slab. Don't we have one of those? F6, F5. Oh, there we go. We've got the Bauxite Memorial in through here. It's not been taken just yet, so we'll just go and position that one back up into our main zone here, and get put Schweinhut to rest. So this will be under furniture, slabs. We select material after placement. Just to make that a top priority. And then once this one comes, the ghost will then stop. Already cleaned up all the blood. It's as if nothing had happened. So that weird giraffe, we did actually manage that one fairly well in the end. Yep, they're all outside. Here he comes. Is that Bax again? No, there's Ubel. Here we are. I've got an alert. Yep, so von Schweinhut, the ghostly farmer, has now been put to rest. That's good. And everything's good in through there, I think. So we've got those, they're all done. All right, well, I think next turn we're going to be able to start to put together our military in a more meaningful way as we get more and more equipment. So we'll start to add more and more members to the actual team itself, and maybe even go off and start to do some raids and sort of cause some issues further afield. But I do have to get going, guys. I'll be in about half an hour. I'll be over on the Slytherin channel and playing some Panzer Corps 2, which is an awesome little game. So over 8,000. You could put the other prisoners outside for the we did that one actually. Sorry, we've already got that one through there. What was one of the funniest macabre things that happened in one of your fortresses that makes you still laugh about? The saddest one was actually we had a little girl that got bitten by a were creature, and we had to lock her into the walls so she could talk to her family through walls, but we couldn't allow her into the fortress, so she would change into a were creature every month. And that was, I still remember that one. Rimtar, I think her name was. That was decades ago. That was before the Steam version. That's not the funniest one. I can't even think of the funniest ones. There's been some funny deaths and stuff that certainly have happened. I think was it Began being chased by a forgotten beast out of a well or something. There's something funny like that as well. There's been some interesting ones anyway. But I do have to get going, guys. I'm going to leave it there. So I'll won't it die from hunger if you leave it there? No, the were creatures reset when they become a were creature. So their starvation levels, all those sorts of things, don't actually count with the were creatures. So and even within in a cage, if you're talking about this one through here, this one does reset completely. All their health is fixed. Everything is fixed when they become a were creature. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys. I'll be gone for a few days. So I'll be back next week. Probably on Tuesday, I think. Anyway, I'll be gone for a few days. I'll catch you guys later. By the way, I said at the start again, if you don't have Feudal Glory 2 Medieval, it's completely free to download and have forever. At the moment, it's part of the Slytherin birthday celebration, so it's worth grabbing that one just for this week. That started yesterday, so it's that's definitely something you want to be putting in your library. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.